Hi, this is AltsQ, and you're listening to REKT podcast.
Hello and welcome, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to this podcast. We have some great things going on today. Unfortunately, we are without our captain, Bunchu, and our first mate, we'll call her, Cynthia. But I do have two great people on with me today. I have as backup host, we'll call him, we have Mr. Glass, Crypto Glass. Say hi to all the listeners out there.
Hey, how you doing, Chamber?
Not too bad, man. How you doing today?
Doing excellent.
You still nervous? You don't sound nervous anymore.
Maybe a little bit.
And we will be interviewing none other than AltsQ today. AltsQ, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very good.
Yeah.
I'm about to jump out a window if I have to keep taking care of my niece and nephews, but 3 more days.
I thought we talked about this. It's much easier to throw them out the window than it is for you to jump out the window. So
then I have to deal with the consequences. So
I guess you got a point there. Yeah, I guess we'll have to have some sort of backup plan after the crime has been committed. But welcome. We'll have some fun today. It'll be interesting. Hopefully we don't get too wrecked. But let's start it off. We'll start with you, Mr. Glass. Being our co-host today, when we wanted to talk a little bit about when you got into crypto.
Oh, I got into crypto originally probably mid-2017, so kind of between you and Bunchu, I think.
Oh, right in the middle.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yeah.
Still at the smart time. I obviously did not get in at the smart time, so you had a little bit of alt season and Bitcoin blast off season.
I think like most people, though, I felt like a genius for a very short time, and that went away very quickly.
Interesting. Q, can I call you Q? Can I call you Alts? What can I call you? Q? Okay,
I
Q.
guess
I like
Q
Q.
is fine.
Q sounds cool.
Yeah, I like Q. Yeah.
Q, when did you get into crypto?
Well, actually, I started. I got into crypto. I knew of crypto in 2016. Okay. I was actually dating a guy who had some money into crypto, and he introduced me to the whole thing. He taught me how things were done, how to transfer funds from one wallet to the other, to an exchange, things like that. And then he gave me his wallet, and he said, "Okay, now you deal with this." So I actually started trading his funds, not mine.
Best way to go.
And that was 2016. He didn't have much money in it at that point, but we kept growing it. So at some point I was like, okay, I'm putting my money into this. So I think it was at the end of 2016 that I actually put some of my money into it. Little by little.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And since then I'm here. I mean, I wasn't on Twitter. I was following a few people, but it was with my personal account. So
of course, yeah. I think as we all did before we made our fake crypto accounts on Twitter.
I never talked to anyone. I was so worried anyone would think that I had actually some money into it or something, and they would try to rob me.
Who were some of the first people you started to follow when you got into crypto Twitter?
I think, I followed REKT, but that was later on, I think. I started following a few people. I started following, God, I can't even think of any names right now. This is what happens when you're getting interviewed, I guess. Yeah. Sicarius, I really liked him. I followed him when I was with my account. I followed Donald. I followed who else?
These are some of the best people. You're really following the right people.
Peter.
I followed Carlos Matos.
I
followed.
That's weird. That would not be a good idea, I guess.
No, it wasn't.
No. What I tried to do though is, because at the beginning I did kind of feel like the people who had followers were smart and they knew what they were doing. So I started just following their calls for a bit, and it got really bad. It wasn't my money, so I was fine, but at first it wasn't so good. So then after I started reading some books and actually figuring out what I was doing, then I started to make all my trades before I logged into Twitter at all. And then I was happy whenever someone was following through with what I was doing, but I didn't do any leverage trading or anything like that.
That's smart. How about you? Do you do any leverage trading, Glass?
Well, I've made some attempts, but I don't think it's for me. I'm not very good at risk management, I think. I learned the hard way.
Oh, you and me both.
I did during the bear market, though.
I get seduced so much by new bags. I am, those people, sometimes you have those friends that, just continuously fall in love with the wrong person time after time after time. That's me.
That's
with
me
bags.
too.
Yeah, you too?
But that's with men.
Oh, with men. Okay, yeah, no. Yeah. I just deal with alt bags. Arguably worse. But
so you have like 200 bags of different coins?
Yeah. I probably don't hold 200 bags, but I guarantee I've been through 200 bags for sure. I probably carry 35 to 50 bags at a time.
Wow.
So I'm locked and loaded. Like, it's good now. Like, ever since I'd say maybe the end of last year, once you got to like December 2018, it was hard to mess up after that. I think if you were you're making some good decisions, or at least hopefully making some good decisions. So I'm definitely, I think in February I got my portfolio to break even on the BTC, but still a little bit underwater on the USD. So I was happy. So not too wrecked anymore, but not a whale by any means. So let's get into some. Obviously, we can talk about my wreck stories till the cows come home. But I'm going to start with you, Glass. What do you have any crypto wreck stories? You've heard this segment so many times. I'm sure by now.
Oh, I've thought of several.
I'm sure you've had a chance to think about it.
Oh yeah. Probably the worst one is I when I first got in, I was looking for ways to make more coin, and so I got into a cloud mining scam. That did not work out well. I mean, I didn't put a ton of money into it, but more than I probably should have. And I'm like, it's going to start paying back.
Which cloud mining program was this?
This is one that I don't think is even around anymore. I think it was called Flock or something like that.
Really? What's the big one? Hashflare or?
Oh, Nice Hash or?
Nice Hash, that's the one. But this was below that. Is that what you're saying?
Oh man, this was probably a 16-year-old kid in his parents' basement that's totally scammed me. It happens,
Q, have you ever gotten into this hash mine or this type of cloud mining?
See, she's too smart for that.
No, it's not that. I never went into mining. My ex did some mining actually, but he was the one. Like, that's how he started. He has some mine set up at home, and then I never really. I mean, I'm not a techie person. I don't really understand computers and all of that. He would try to explain to me how everything worked and how to set up everything, but I think I'm just not interested in it too much. So
I'm with you 100%.
And then I knew I was going to come back to Spain. I was living in Boston back then. I knew I was going to come back to Spain, and the electricity here is so expensive it wouldn't make any sense. So I just decided to never learn about it. I'm like, I'm going to learn how to trade and just continue with dental stuff.
I'm with you 100% because I feel the same way where, yes, it's very expensive to run these miners with the cost of electricity. But also, too, I feel that there's already a monopoly on mining. Like, I feel that there's so many big companies that are mining. Like, what's my little, 3 card or 4 card rig going to do? But
That's
Glass,
true.
you've been in mining a while. Like we were talking before the show. You got a nice setup happening at your place.
I mean, I have a few GPUs. I for me, I tend to spec mine and just speculate and hope that I'm gonna get paid out better than current payouts. Yeah, if you were selling today, though, it's pretty hard to make a profit if you're doing it, trying to sell it outright or trade it outright for Bitcoin right away. If you can,
so right now, is it knowing that you're going to be losing money a little bit? You're paying money to get a coin or a token that's at a very low price in the hopes that in the near future or the not too distant future that it will pay out 100x or
at least that's my thinking. I mean, I can't guarantee that's everybody's thoughts, but that's definitely my thinking.
Okay, no, because that's what I would think too. Like if all right, I'm swallowing the pill. It's going to hurt every month when my electricity bill comes out, but I'm going to be a billionaire.
Once I committed to it, I wasn't giving up. Put it that way. So
No, Bunch. Well, Bunchu shut off his. So our main host, he had, I want to say maybe 30 or 40 rigs. He'll clarify that for me. I'm sure he'll listen to the show, but I'm pretty sure he had about 30, 40 rigs. But I think they've turned them off now. He's like, he's gonna wait until. I don't know what he's waiting for, but he's waiting. He's definitely turned them off.
I refuse to turn them off. I'll just keep fighting.
Out of principle. That's a good. You're a man of principle. So, Q, I'm going to ask you now. What are some of your crypto wreck stories? We've had bunches, lots of guests on the show. Everybody has one. What do you have one by chance?
I was very nervous about this because I don't really have one. And it's not that I'm smart or I'm doing it right. I think I've been extremely lucky overall. I have never gotten into like ICOs and stuff like that.
Smart.
That was more my ex. So
Yeah.
I've always been. He's actually pretty much.
I think your ex and I would
right
get
now.
along famously. Yeah.
God. So I have had some bags underwater. I remember I set up some bids on Binance once and I forgot about them. And then a week after I logged in again and I'm like, wow, why is my money so low? And it was that I forgot about them. They filled. It was OCN and it kept going down like crazy. I think it was like June or
OCN?
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
I had some
that
of
was
that.
crazy. Yeah. I totally forgot about them. I mean, it wasn't much money. I mean, I never have much money on Binance at all, like just stuck there. But when I logged into it and I knew I had this much and suddenly I saw it, I'm like, fuck. So yeah, I'm never doing that again. I make sure that I keep good track of all my trades and I have like a paper with my positions,
Really?
very close, that I can see at all times, so I don't forget about any of my bags.
So how many hours a day do you put aside for just trading?
Well,
Is it something that you're doing, the majority of the day? Is it once in a while?
no, I mean I'm a dentist. I do.
You have such a
mainly
beautiful
oral
smile too, so I.
Thank you. I do mainly oral surgeries, so I'm not really doing cavities and stuff like that. But I.
So you're doing like root canals and stuff like that?
No,
or,
I'm doing
wisdom
like
teeth removal.
Wisdom teeth removal. I'm doing sternal sinus lifts, implants, stuff like that.
So do you? Okay, I have a few questions, a few dental.
Sure.
So do you do the ones I heard? And this might just be a legend or something, but I heard in certain points, people actually get little screws in their gums, and then like the tooth goes on top. Is this a real thing?
Yeah.
What's that
that's
called?
What I do.
That sounds terrifying.
That's an
first of
implant.
all.
That's a dental implant. Yeah.
And people would get their whole mouth done. Is that true?
Yeah. The other day I got a person in my office. I took out all his teeth. He had like severe decay and they were non-restorable. So we took them out one by one
Oh my goodness.
It was fun. It was like 22 teeth.
This is, by the way, this qualifies for the real life REKT story. By the way, this is...
Okay. And then I placed 8 implants on the top, 6 implants on the bottom, and I gave him the crowns already. So he actually left my office with teeth. So
Brand new teeth, huh?
Oh.
Yep, brand new teeth.
Now,
he
he
went
can't
from
unscrew them.
looking. No, he can't.
Terrifying?
No. I mean, you do have some that you can actually unscrew yourself,
Really?
but this feel a little more like having your own teeth. You know,
I see.
once you're missing a tooth, there's an option for you.
That's crazy. So yeah. So, but he looked. He had a beautiful smile when he walked out, though. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. He was crying. He was like, he looked really bad at the beginning, like a very old person. And he was like, I feel like I'm 20 years younger right now. So
I bet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know that I've heard that story. I think I read it in a biography or something where I think this person had a severe like heroin addiction, and the heroin had made him lose all of his teeth, and then he had to put new, like, and they were saying they were describing the screw that, and I had trouble getting through the book. But all right, that's interesting. So that's so you really you really do the people's work. You're bettering lives out there.
Wow.
You know, putting smiles
don't really
on
like
people's
me.
faces.
No one really likes dentists, but I mean, I don't know. I think my patients kind of like me a little. They don't like coming to see me, but
so here I have some more dental questions for you.
Okay. It's turning into a dental podcast.
That's right. This is taking a turn. So what age do you recommend? So I have a daughter who's 5. She's been to the dentist once or twice.
Good.
I have a daughter who is 1, and she has 6 teeth now. What age do you recommend that they start going to the dentist? I never know.
So I actually read an article recently about this because someone asked me about it. I don't really treat kids, so
Right.
I didn't know, but I actually just
You're
read
closer
an
to
article
the
about
source, though, than I am.
this. Yeah. They used to say to take the kids to the dental office when they were 5, but now they're actually finding out that when they're 5, they already have a lot of caries. And if you lose one of the teeth that they have when they're kids, like one of the deciduous teeth, then they may have problems with the permanent dentition. So you may want to take her as soon as possible.
Good.
It's just for a checkup, and that way
sure,
they also
exactly.
get used to the whole thing
without
without having to have anything done. So they,
I like it.
yeah.
So I think I took my oldest daughter when she was 4. I feel like
That's
that was
fine, yeah.
That seems okay, right? I'm not a bad parent. Would you consider me
You're,
a decent parent at
you're
that
a
point?
great parent.
All
Yeah.
right, good, because I am questioning myself constantly.
Don't we all?
I bet.
I hope so. Glass, we've heard the real life REKT story coming right out of the dentist chair. What do you have? You must have been wrecked along the way. In real life?
In real life?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, it's probably a daily thing. I have kids, so. Wow. Yeah, I didn't think of one of those off the top.
Well, you've heard most of the shows. What are some of your favorite ones that you've heard off of the show? You have some pretty crazy ones.
Oh my gosh, you've had so many.
My all-time one, I think, has slowly become the God. Q, are you familiar with Godson?
Yeah.
Mesa Godson?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was on the show, and he told I think he grew up. I'm pretty sure. I think he. Grew up in when he was younger. He was living in Africa at the time. I forget which country. I want to say Nigeria. Don't quote me on that. But he said like he would walk to school and there was like a civil war happening at the time.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
I do remember that.
Like there would be like dead bodies on the ground, like was like a normal occurrence. I'm like, this is the craziest thing. Because when we first started the show, it was definitely a heavy moment where like, this is for real. Like this is a serious story. So I think one of the ones I mentioned all the time was when the dead body washed up on the beach during a summer holiday that I was on. That really messed me up. But I couldn't imagine having to walk to school in the middle of a civil war. You know what I mean? Like it seems bananas.
Yeah, that's
but
crazy.
Obviously, you didn't grow up through a civil war, I'm assuming, Glaus?
Oh, yeah, no.
No, okay.
I'm in the oil fields in Ohio, so mostly I hang out with cows all day.
So
you're talking about animals, though, right?
What's that?
You're talking about
cows,
animals,
the animals,
though.
or
yeah.
I think that's what he means. So,
sorry, I had to.
That's funny. So we'll move on to our next segment, the news. So I'll start it off. We have over the last few days. I want to say this broke Friday, maybe Saturday morning. By the way, this is Sunday afternoon on the East Coast of North America. It is later in the evening where you are, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this broke a couple of days ago. We had some, and this has been a while since we've had it. We've had a little bit of Tether FUD over the last few days. This was the New York Attorney General's office alleges that Bitcoin exchange Bitfinex misused Tether to hide $850 million. So this is a little interesting. So this is from ccn.com. The office of the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, has officially obtained a court order to request iFinex Incorporated, the operator of Bitcoin exchange Bitfinex and Tether, to cease operations in New York. The Attorney General's office found that Bitfinex allegedly handed over $850 million in commingled client and corporate funds to Crypto Capital Corp, a company based out of Panama. Panama? Come on, guys. Didn't we just have a big thing in Panama not that long ago? Bitfinex is said to have never received the funds from the Panamanian firm, leading to the loss of more than $850 million. The Attorney General's office alleged that Bitfinex granted itself access to Tether's treasury and mismanaged $900 million of their stablecoins cash reserves to hide the loss of $850 million. So here we are on Sunday afternoon and evening, and I feel like the market's back to where it was. Like Tether FUD doesn't have the effect that it used to have. I remember the good old days where Tether FUD would last weeks. This was barely a few days.
I don't even know anybody that holds Tether. Do you?
Man, I've always been scared to use Tether. Have you ever held Tether, Q?
I have I have. So before I actually started doing BitMEX during the bear market, I would just short the corn just by going into Tether and going back. So nice. I have held it for a bit, but never for a long time.
Have you used any other stable coins? Now, obviously, the last year or so, we've seen probably 20 come out.
Yeah, there's plenty of them around.
Yeah. Have you used any of the other ones?
No, just Tether. Yeah. I mean,
interesting. And honestly, even when Tether went down, I think it went down to like 96 cents. So I mean, a 4% drop. Man, I'd kill for that if that was the worst day of the year.
I truly thought about buying some at that point just to make the 4 cents and feel good.
It's gonna go back up, right?
You know, it's got to go back, right?
I agree. So that's it. That's interesting. And I think that was big news, man. If that would have happened at any point in mid 2018, I think it would have had severe, damage to the market. Now, I don't know. Is it because we're going back up? What do you? I feel like you have a better grasp on this than I do. Why don't you think it's affected it as much? Are we going back up? Are we at the very bottom and it's just hard to go down further from here? What's happening? What do you think?
I think right now the people that have some money invested into crypto are really people who actually believe in this in a way. There's not a lot of people who are in it for the money. I mean, we're all in it for the money, but I don't think there's a lot of those people, like my friends when I got out, who were like getting into crypto like crazy because they saw how much money I made, and I'm like, you're all idiots, I just got out, what are you doing? You know, but they all got wrecked, and I don't have friends in Boston anymore. But
hashtag I don't have friends in Boston anymore, people.
I'm good.
That's great.
But I told them, so I'm good. But yeah, I think right now the people who are in it maybe don't trust even more the FinEx than they would trust the Attorney General of saying stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I definitely didn't short it when it happened. I didn't think it would have like a huge impact. I know some people did, and that's why it went down, but it didn't go down that much.
Did not go down that much at all.
No. I mean, I had some buy orders at that point at 5k, so I actually was very happy when I woke up, but I don't think it's going to have much of a right now. I think everyone who's in it is in it for the long term, so
I agree.
Yeah, of course there's some people who are trading it and longing and shorting it, but just for market manipulation and making some money, right?
So
but
are you
not because
long
they
from
believe
here?
in it.
Are you long
I'm long
from
right
here?
now.
Yeah. Where do you have?
I'm long for here, but I mean, I have to say, I'm not. I try to never be too sure about trading, so I always have an exit strategy. I think the only reason why I made money was because I had really good risk management, and I was very lucky because when I got into this, I really had no idea what I was doing. I was just looking at charts and deciding what to buy and what to not, just by reading a couple of books. But I think I was always a bit of a pussy in trading, so I was always very careful about my trades and everything. I have a extremely addictive personality, so I'm used to handling myself when I do what I
noticed that's
is.
a trend in crypto.
Yeah. I think most of us are, right? I mean, I don't think if
I
you
tend to think
don't
so.
have an yeah.
How's your risk management, Glass?
I'm learning. I'm working on it. I like to think it's getting better, but yeah, I still make stupid mistakes all the time. But if I learn from them and it didn't cost me a fortune, I guess I'm okay with it.
My risk management went from a 90% alt portfolio to a 60% alt portfolio.
What?
So, not bad.
Yeah, you're getting better.
That's not bad. I think
No, actually,
the
one
most
sec,
I've had, I think the most
What-
I've had in alts was 60%. Well, no, 70, yeah.
70?
Yeah, and I felt
so
like I was going crazy.
If we count, 1 second. If we count Bitcoin and Ethereum,
No,
yeah,
you
I'm
can't count those.
count Ethereum.
No. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So right now,
That's
yeah, I'm
definitely a shitcoin.
all right. Fair enough.
Aww.
Fair enough. No, this is good stuff.
I'm
I need to
sorry,
learn
I'm
these
sorry.
things. I need to hear the hard truths sometimes. So yes, I do have. Then I'm only at 38% on my Bitcoin. So everything else is alts.
It's okay.
So it used to be much worse. It used to be much worse. So it's going in the right direction.
Mine's definitely worse than that in alts, but that's because I mined the majority of it.
Right. Now I've
that
had
makes
now
sense.
Q. Tell me if I'm wrong here. So besides Ethereum, I have been putting a lot of profit. I've been hedging into Monero a lot. I've been trying to build up my Monero bag. What are your thoughts on this? Is this a good game plan? Or it's my
love
number
Monero.
3 bag now.
Yeah, I do love Monero, and I think right now it's so bottomed
Right.
that
I agree. I just keep buying
can't
it.
be a bad idea. I mean,
All right. You're making me feel a little bit better.
it's one of my bigger bags, I have to say. So
Okay,
I mean,
good.
I'm not going to be Yeah, I mean, yeah. If I saw something I didn't, but yeah, Monero being so bottomed out, I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
It does not
to me.
get affected anymore.
No, I do like that coin. I do like the fundamentals. I think it's a good coin, and I don't know. I still think it's a shit coin though.
Fair.
But
that's fair.
Aren't they all shit coins?
As bad as Ethereum.
Oh, so you're saying Monero is a better hold than Ethereum?
For me, right now.
What else is better than Ethereum?
I do have some Ethereum right now, but I mean, what else is better than Ethereum? TRX? No, I'm kidding.
It wouldn't shock me. I've heard people say worse than that.
Yeah, I know. I do love privacy coins, and I do like any coin that has financial fundamentals in a way.
Sure.
I'm not really good at FFA, so I don't want to I don't want to shill coins. Please no one really do anything that I'm saying right now, because I don't know what I'm doing, and please don't buy any bags that
very smart.
Yeah, I'm not shilling anything. I'm not shilling anything except. Trust me, there's people like that. So you have to be very careful what you say. Oh, okay, don't. But I'm not shilling anything that is not Bitcoin. I mean,
fair enough.
Anything else is just for me. Yeah, I've never held a bag for a long period of time, except Monero.
Okay. All right.
For a bit, but it was a while back, and I did believe it was going up. And I did make a mistake with Ethereum at one point. Maybe that's why I dislike it. But
that could be.
Yeah, that could be. I don't know.
All right, let's move on to our next news story. Glass, what do you got for
us? Let's see. I found on ccn.com. I found Brazilian police accidentally discovered money laundering Bitcoin mining farm.
Money laundering Bitcoin mining farm. I like it.
So it says a report published in the local Brazilian news outlet Zero Horror. I'm not sure how to say it. Hurrah.
All right.
I definitely don't know how to say that. Sorry. Has revealed Brazilian police have made an arrest in connection with a suspected crypto money laundering scheme. An accidental discovery. The report has. Which was published on April 23rd, claims that the State Department of Drug Trafficking in Porta I don't know.
I love these pronunciations. We're just going to get you to pronunciate all sorts of different cities across the world.
It's so bad. Sorry, I apologize to anybody who might live there. I'm not butchering it on purpose.
I don't know how big our reach is. I'm going to be honest. I'm not sure if they're going to be listening.
A little safer. Anyway, came up with a house where cryptocurrency was being mined as they were on the trail of a suspected drug trafficker.
So this drug trafficker was also into mining?
It appears that way.
I wonder if he was on the walk-in Discord.
No, but
that's weird,
if they needed help, that's a good place to go for it.
That's weird, because how do you launder money by mining? I mean, you're going to have the cost of electricity.
I think you can wash it together, maybe? I'm not sure. Maybe Maybe
you're saying like you're mining, but you're not?
Or maybe you mine, whatever, Litecoin, and you buy Litecoin with the drugs and then mingle it together. And
I think they were looking.
I'm not sure.
I think they were looking for someone who was a drug dealer, but found this place instead and ended up going with it. I think is the situation. It also says that they were stealing the electricity, so I imagine that was the bigger problem.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, now that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make more sense.
It says that they made They have sophisticated software and hardware estimated to be worth about $63,000 USD.
Okay, so the real question is, what would you rather be? Would you rather be a drug lord kingpin that's never going to get caught, or would you rather be like Jihan Wu, who's like running all the miners in the world? Obviously, one of them is a legitimate business, and one of them is mining.
Marty, do mining, so I might go drug trafficker. I don't know.
I like the idea of drug trafficking, I'm going to be honest. That sounds great.
I'm not going to have kids or a husband, so I think I'm fine with the drug trafficking too.
All right.
Just scared
drug
if I had
traffickers.
kids. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you too. So, Q, on the show, like I said, obviously the show's name is REKT, and as representatives of different variations of REKTness, I'm more the drug person of the group. We have Cynthia, who's more of an alcoholic of the group, and Bunchu is the degenerate gambler of the group. So I was more curious to see what your degeneracies were, both Glass and Q. So Q, what do you do that brings you into the degen space? Are you a drinker? Are you a drug person?
I've never actually done any drugs at all.
Ever?
No drug. I mean, I tried edibles once with Dum in Seattle.
Well, that's a smart move.
Yeah.
Dum is one of my favorite people in the space.
Yeah, dude's funny.
It was not fun though. I mean, it was fun at first, and then it got into like a really like not fun trip, where I ended up actually seeing a leprechaun wink at me on the plane. There was a dwarf on the plane, so I mean, I wasn't really hallucinating anything. I just hallucinated the fact that it was a leprechaun, and he was, But yeah, it was a winking dwarf. It was weird. I woke up to that. But I've never done any drugs other than that. When I was growing up, I'm from Spain, and I studied in England when I was a kid, and I was around really rich kids, like crazy kids whose parents never like paid attention to them, and I was bad too, but I never took the drugs.
No, obviously.
Basically because, one of my friends actually died when he was 15 of an overdose.
Really?
And that got me.
Yeah, that'll definitely put you on the right track after that.
Yeah, I was always kind of a good girl. I mean, I did drink a lot more than I should. I never had sex until I was way old, and I was always worried about I was actually, this is no joke, I was 24.
24 is pretty old.
Yeah, it's pretty old. People don't believe me, but it's true. I mean, I didn't want to, I was very scared I think my mom did a great job at scaring me about getting pregnant when I was a kid. And also I had another friend who got pregnant when she was 15. Mm-hmm. And she actually, her parents are very religious, so they made her keep the baby, and she had to stop studying and the whole thing. So it was a big deal. So that got me out of that.
Those are like two pretty tragic things, or no, maybe not tragic. The baby obviously not tragic, but two. It
is though. She's happy. Now, and her family has a lot of money, so it doesn't matter that she didn't study or anything. And she married a guy that she loves now, but at the moment it was pretty scary.
Pretty tragic, eh?
Yeah. And
I had the same thing. My parents were very young when they had me, so I was always scared of getting a girl pregnant. So I was a little bit old. I think I wasn't 24. I was maybe 17. I was a little on the older side, I would think. But I had a friend, same thing. I think he was 14 or 15, and he got a girl pregnant, and they had the kid. And now I think, I'm 36 now, so their kid's got to be, 20? That's crazy.
Jesus. Wow. No, I would have started earlier. I gave myself university for that, and in Spain we start university when we're 18. At that point I didn't really have a boyfriend or anything, so I didn't. But then I got really sick. I had a huge depression for 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really bad. I was bedridden
That
for
can be very
the
bad, yeah.
longest period of time. Yeah, I think it was something hormonal,
Yeah.
but and then the psychiatrist got me and he pumped me with drugs because I was so worried because I had a scary moment and they were worried that I would like try to do it again.
Sure.
So they basically just pumped me up with drugs and I couldn't move, I think, from the drugs, you know.
Really?
And then I gained like 35 kilos in 4 months or something like that. It was crazy. Of course, I'm not going to get laid having like 35 kilos on top of that. So I had to wait for a bit. Then I actually changed psychiatrist, and in 6 months I was fine.
Really?
So, and I've
It
never
all has
had
to do
any
with-
issues since then.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
I've
24
been-
hit,
we're all
and then
sad.
you were just
24.
off to the races.
No, I mean, I've never really had like a moment when you like
Sure,
just
I know what you mean. I
get
know what you
laid
mean.
with. Yeah, I actually downloaded one of those apps, Tinder, and I got to see like 2 or 3 guys, and they didn't even look like to the pictures that they posted. So
Oh, really? I
I
could
was
see that
like,
being a
that's
big
it.
problem.
yeah.
See, I
And then
got,
I just met. Yeah, I mean, I've had like 6 boyfriends, and that's it.
that seems reasonable.
She is
That sounds
entirely
okay.
too smart.
I don't know.
Glass, have you ever done the Tinder thing? Now, I know you got some kids.
No, never had to go that
You're a
route,
happily married
actually.
man?
Basically, yes, pretty much.
Basically, yes.
It's not official per se, but we've lived together for 7 years, so I don't think she's
Okay.
going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. That's a long-term relationship. I hate when we put the wedding, you know, if you've been in a relationship for a long term, that is basically the same thing.
No, funny enough, I met her actually via my best friend in real life. It's
Oh, really?
it's his cousin, so I'm in the
That's
family
nice.
now.
That was the goal, huh?
Oh, no, it just kind of worked out that way.
No, I see. I met my wife when we were like, I was young. I was like 19, 20, and she was really
Wow.
good looking, and I was just like, I'm locking this stuff down right now. And you know what? It worked out in the long run. She still looks great. She may look better today than she did when we first met. So,
Like a fine wine.
Nice.
I, on the other hand, spoil like rotten eggs. She matures like a fine wine. It's,
I feel like that's pretty typical too, though. I feel like I'm getting older and falling apart the older I get. So
Yeah, I just gotta be funny. If I can, continually make her laugh, that seems to work. And then hit the gym maybe once in a while, and then we're okay.
Just make her laugh. Don't even worry about the gym. Just
that's all I do. That's what I go for. I just go for the laughs.
Well,
be honest, make her laugh. You'll be golden forever.
That's what I try to do. And so we've been together a long time. So whatever that is, 36 minus 19 is how long we've been. Was that 17 years? That's a long
Wow.
time. I know, it's
Wow.
crazy. It's crazy. So, long story short, buy low, sell high, I think, is the moral of this story.
Just never sell. Never sell in this store.
Never sell, exactly. Bag hold forever.
Again, she's entirely too smart for me.
All right, we're gonna move on. That was the news. We had some. We derailed a little bit, but I think it went into some really good areas. We're gonna move on. Glass, you put together. So we were discussing before the show, just some things that we can do because we like to have a little fun here on REKT Podcast. And you asked me if I watch Game of Thrones. And I said I'm pretty much up to date. I don't think I haven't seen the newest season, and I don't think I've seen the last season. But I have an appreciation for it. I will once it's all done. I'll binge through the last 2 seasons. But we wanted to compare houses from Game of Thrones to coins/communities in crypto. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the house, and then you're going to give me the coin or the community, and basically break down why one equates to the other. And Q, what I'll do is you'll either agree with him, or disagree, and then give your version of what you
Okay.
think is better. Okay.
I'm a huge book nerd, so I got this.
Oh, this is great. This is what I wanted to hear.
I read them all.
So I'm going to start with House Targaryen. Glass, what do you think?
Oh, so who's my pick for that?
Yeah, who's your pick for House Targaryen?
Yeah, okay, so based on the description that they put with it, I went with Raven. I'm not sure it fully fit, but I went with it anyway. It says, a house draped in former glory, nobody could match their might way back in the past. Not only do they feel entitled to the throne, but they've finally emerged to make a fiery play for it now.
Interesting. So you're going Raven coin with that.
I went with Raven on that, yeah.
So, Q, what do you think? House Targaryen, a house draped in former glories. Nobody could match their might way back in the past.
Yeah, some of that
Not
didn't quite
only
make
do they
sense,
feel
but...
entitled to the throne, they finally emerged to make their fiery play for it now. Who do you see in that?
For me, House Targaryen's really not gone, really. So for me, it would be Bitcoin right now. So right now, it's not really doing so well this past year and a half.
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying.
So it's still the king, still the house that has, and it's fiery, and it's mighty, okay? And they're also blonde, so it's like corny, right?
Okay.
So I'm going with Targaryen for that one.
Okay. I'm going to go with you're both wrong. It's definitely Dragon Coin. They were a house draped in former glories. Everybody was talking about. Now, I don't know if they're all done yet. But they might be coming. Who knows? They might be coming back. I know. Is it Bully? That's the big dragon guy. He'll be the Jon Snow in this reference, I guess. All right. So we'll go on to the next one here. House Lannister. I'll give you the quick description here. Nothing matters but winning. Not style, not loyalty, not what others think of you. They just win at all cost because they like how it feels to crush the opposition. House Lannister. Glass, what do you think?
I went with Bitcoin on that one. So
you're going Bitcoin.
You making Bitcoin the bad guys? What?
Why is it the bad guy necessary? All right, they are bad guys, but I don't know. That's where I went with
Glass thinks Bitcoin is the bad guy. All right, that's fair. Might be a short stand for Glass in this hot seat, but we'll see. Yeah. So, what's your reasoning for Bitcoin, Glass?
Just because they said that they're winning at all cost. I see Bitcoin winning at all cost, and I don't know.
But they don't win at the end, though. They don't win at the end. So
I don't know that. I haven't read the books. I'm only watching the TV show, so I don't know that. All right, spoiler alert.
I mean, it wouldn't have been much of a story if they did win at the end.
On the books, actually, the books are a season behind the story. So for me, that would be Bitcoin Cash.
I like it.
They don't really care about anything. They will sue you for saying that things you shouldn't.
I don't deny that your picks are much smarter than mine. They don't care about
anything but money. Okay.
That's good. See, sometimes, this is what happens when you have really smart people on, Glass.
This
is how I feel most of the time. Like, these people are much smarter than I am. But again, I'm going to have to disagree with both of you. It's not either Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash. This one's Ripple, okay? Because a Lannister always repays its debts, and Ripple is for debt reconciliation, and will try to win at all costs. They'll go on the Ellen Show and give away $1 million Ripple. All that fun stuff. I think Ripple is House Lannister on this one.
Okay.
All right. But I think 3 good points. It's up for Glass. He is.
I suck today.
Okay. We're going with. So this is not a house. We're going with the White Walkers. I'll give you a quick description here. They ruthlessly wipe out everything in front of them in their quest for domination. They've dominated their own land for some time, but now it's time to take over across the border. Luckily for them, they've recently acquired the all-conquering beast to help them carry that out. Glass, what do you have for this one?
I am not liking this game already. Again, whatever I pick, it's going to be wrong. I'll say
100%.
I'll just go with what I said, Litecoin. I'll go with that. Yeah. I don't know why.
And what is your reason for like?
Other than they've conquered their own area, because I feel like the Litecoin fanboys are around.
Okay, I like this one.
Yeah, I don't know who their fiery beast is. Maybe Charlie Lee.
Charlie Lee's the fiery beast, the one who sells on all of his minions. Q, what do you got for White Walkers? Who do you associate to? Which community?
You got me there. White Walkers.
Who turns
I guess
on
I would
that
give
more?
it Ripple.
Yeah, like maybe Ripple. Like I think this one, I'm thinking Bcash as well. Like once you're in, it totally, you know what I mean. You can't see anything else.
Not really Bcash because they have actually they may, like the White Walkers may actually end up defeating everyone, and everyone knows that Bcash
yeah, that's definitely not happening with Bcash.
Yeah, so we're going to go.
So you know what, Glass, you win this one by default. We cannot think of anything. So White Walkers is Litecoin. I like it. All right. Next house is House Stark. You can do everything right. You can have a great leader, a great team, but sometimes it's not enough. Like Stark children's, Spurs have only managed to return home, and like the Starks, they always appear to be unfortunate victims. So House Stark, who do you have here, Glass?
I went with Tron on this one.
Okay.
Because they have a good leader and they have a good team.
So Tron has a good leader and a good team.
My opinion.
Okay. House Stark. I feel like I guess I could see Tron there. Q, what do you think? What do you think on House Stark?
I would say Monero. For me, that would be Monero.
I like this one.
It's a good coin. It has some fundamentals. They're actually doing everything pretty much good, but there they are, bottomed out. Oh, I don't know what's happening. I like the coin. I mean, I know it has some. Well, I'm gonna go with Monero for that one. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. I'm with you on this one. I think House Stark is the second best house, and I think Monero is the second best coin. So yeah, I'm with you. Let's go House Martell. So here, description here is nobody is stylish like House Martell. Actually, you know what? House Martell. See, in this description, you gave me your answer, so I don't want to jump ahead here.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to let you just discuss House Martell. How about that, Glass?
Wait, what?
So who do you got for House Martell?
Oh, I went. I really don't like this game anymore. I went with Verge on this one. I don't know why. I really just was trying to figure out things to put in, and yeah, I went with Verge.
You went with Verge because you were trying to. So, let me get this straight. You couldn't think of anybody to put in here.
Well, who's stylish? I don't know.
Who is EOS? I could see them being Martell.
Yeah, I could go with that.
You know what I mean?
It probably would have been a better answer than what I went with. Like I say,
is there a house of like gross, like hoary people? I think that would be the Verge one. I think Martell's. Well, Martell. Oh, that's the one that I think is the good-looking one, right? Is that the queen from House Martell?
Is that them? See, now I thought it was.
She was. Yeah.
Right.
She was.
Yeah. I like.
I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but yeah.
I like her the best. I think she was a real good queen. So I hope she wins the Game of Thrones. I don't know how that's going to play.
Yeah, she will.
All right, we're going to finish this one up here with House Baratheon. Okay? House Baratheon. I don't know who's in House Baratheon. Who are some of the players there?
So almost everyone's dead right now.
Okay, maybe that's why I don't know who's in it.
Yeah. There's only one. Well, that was the old king was House Baratheon, the one who was married to Cersei.
Like the big guy.
Yeah,
that's the one that sacrificed his child.
So
isn't it?
No. That was the brother. I mean, yeah, his Baratheon also, but the daughter actually, not the brother. Yeah. Whatever, yeah. I'm going to stop with my nerdiness, yeah.
I like it. So basically everybody's dead in House Baratheon. So who's still kicking around in the last season?
He has, he basically has one,
the nephew, isn't it, that makes the axe thing, right?
Yeah, he's the son. Just the son with a prostitute, yeah.
Oh, right, yes, I know.
Illegitimate child, yeah.
Okay, I see. So, who do we have? Everybody's almost. So we know that everybody's almost dead. They are a house on their last limbs. Who do we have as a counterpart in the crypto world? I think we'll all agree on this one, maybe.
I said Ethereum, so that's where I'm going with it.
I like that. I like that answer. I think Ethereum is the correct answer. Q, what do you think? You think that sounds about right?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and
I finally
Ethereum
got one
had
right.
a lot. Yeah, and Baratheon had a lot of illegitimate childs, so that would be your 20 tokens.
You finished on top, Glass. Look at you.
Woohoo! Making a comeback.
Climb to the top of the ranks. So I think that was you know what, Glass? I've had significantly worse games to play on this show. I think this, for your first attempt, I thought this one was pretty good. So congratulations to you. Q, congratulations for being a great nerd and knowing the right answers for all the houses. That does it for the Game of Thrones crypto game. And it pretty much does it for our segments. Q, I'll give you some time to tell everybody where they can find you. What are you doing right now? Are you going crazy? Are you throwing kids out of windows? What's happening?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I just got here because I was trading. I was very much interested in learning more about the technology, and I keep learning and I keep studying to better understand everything, but I'm not really trying to be anyone in this community. I'm just here for the laughs and for the money.
And the shit posting.
Because I really believe in this. And the shit posting, yeah. But I think some people... Yeah, sure.
I forgot to ask you, who are your 3 favorite shit posters?
Okay.
I don't know. I knew I'd get a good answer out of this one.
This is going to be tough.
I want you to pledge your allegiance to these 3.
I'm going to go with
Give me the
Fungus.
number 3. Go 3, 2, and then your favorite.
No, don't do that. I'm going to give you 3. I don't want to do
Just give me 3 that you think are all
in
good.
no order. Yeah.
Okay, no order, no particular order.
No particular order. I would go with Fungus.
I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go with Raptor Jesus.
What? 2 for 2. I agree. These are my people. Raptor Jesus is through the roof lately.
Definitely,
he's very good.
Yeah.
And number 3.
I'm having a problem here.
You can say yourself too. That's all right.
I'm not. No. Definitely not. Yeah. I'm not nowhere as funny as these people, but I think I'm gonna go with Inverse Bra. Starburst.
Inverse Bra? I agree. Those are some very high quality picks here.
Yeah, I that's one of the ones that I actually followed for so long. And,
I agree. I think that was one of the first ones I followed too.
He's so funny, and he's always on point. I mean, it's a different kind of shit posting, but it always gets.
Do you want to know a secret, Q?
What?
There is a rumor that I am Raptor Jesus. That Raptor Jesus is my shit posting. Yes, alter ego.
No way. Is it true?
All I can tell you is we're never in the same place at the same time. No, I'm just saying. This is a rumor that's out there. I cannot confirm nor deny this, but yeah. You can ask him. That's what I would do.
That would
ask
be hilarious.
Raptor Jesus.
Yeah.
But
he's amazing. I mean, I love dark humor, and I think he's always on point.
He is very good.
And he's always getting in a lot of trouble.
And a really handsome devil, I hear too. I just
really handsome. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
I like that. I was very happy with all of those answers. I agree 100%. That pretty much does it. Glass, you got anything to add?
Not that I can think of.
I would like to thank you in particular for coming on the show and helping me co-pilot this REKT train that we try to run every couple of days. So I really appreciate it. I know Bunchu and Cynthia really appreciate it.
I hope I didn't mess it up too bad for you.
I think if you're not messing it up more than me, you're doing a hell of a job, and you did a hell of a job.
Well, thank you.
Can I say one last thing?
Absolutely, yeah.
Can I say one last thing?
Sure.
I know. I just wanted to say, I'm just here for laughs. I'm not interested in making any money out of my account. I'm never going to start shilling stuff just because I don't want that on my conscious or whatever. Right. I'm not interested in being an e-girl. I mean I have nothing against those people or the shillers. It's just not who I am. E-girl. You know, one of those girls is just like post pictures and go like, tell me something I don't know. You know, which is cool. I mean, I'm not interested in that. I have my own career. I do pretty good trading. So I know there's some people who think that I want to have followers. I don't give a damn about the followers. I really don't. So just that.
I love followers. All those followers can follow me. I will shill. No, I'm just joking.
I would definitely recommend it.
I agree. Yes, it's very, very financially beneficial. No, but honestly, Q, I've followed you for a while. This has been terrific. Every time I meet somebody or talk to somebody one-on-one, the level of love goes through the roof. So I'm a big fan. I'm an even bigger fan now. So I'm very happy that you came on. And this, correct me if I'm wrong, was your first podcast?
Yeah. I've been asked to be on some before. I always said no for that reason, just because I don't want to be someone in crypto Twitter space, as everyone says. But
an influencer.
I really like you, and you said it. I mean, you asked me in a very nice manner, and you said the way you made it. I mean, I just want to talk to you. And you said you were going to do videos, so I wanted to know what you looked like. So that's the main reason.
Watch out now. I know it's hard to accept, but this is what I look like, unfortunately.
I'm actually very sorry that Cynthia and Bunchu aren't here.
They unfortunately couldn't make it today, but we will have you on. Now that you've gotten your feet wet a little bit with the podcasting, maybe we'll have you on again with Cynthia and Bunchu, and you get the full effect.
There you go.
Because they definitely bring it up another level. So.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to thank you very much for coming on. I really appreciate it. I hope you had fun.
I did.
And Glass, I hope you had fun too. Maybe we'll do this again soon. But until next time, don't get wrecked, and that is financial advice.